Good day to all. Welcome to another episode of Alumni Talks. I'm your host Anjali Prashant from the Alumni Relations Committee of TAPMI. Today, on our episode, we have a very special guest from Harvard Business Publishing, our esteemed alumnus from the batch of 2013, Mr. Dviwesh Mehta. Mr. Mehta has worked is working as a director of higher education, South Asia and Middle East region. He has an impressive career spanning over 16 years and has worked in multiple industries, including edtech, real estate, and technology. Sir, it's an absolute honor to have you with us today. Welcome to Alumni Talks.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure to be back to TAPMI, back to Manipal, and in the reins. It makes it all the more special. Thank you for having me here.
Sir, I'd like to begin by asking, 11 years back, you were in one of these classrooms, listening to lectures given by the faculty members. Today, you're here to engage in discussions with the faculty members. It almost feels as though life has come a full circle. How does it feel?
It's fabulous, and I think I should commend the faculties. I think how warm and welcoming they've been. And it was initially a little, I was hesitant, but I think they made it such a warm and open space. And it feels as if you're just coming back to the family. It's a full circle. Now we talk more like friends and colleagues, so it's a fabulous feeling to have. And these classrooms are nostalgic in nature. I think I used to sit somewhere in the corner in that one of those. So to be in this side of the table, it feels special.
Right, so now we are 11 years down the road. Can you share a defining moment from your time at TAPMI or after graduating that really shaped your current path?
I think what TAPMI also teaches you, I think with the campus or with so much to walk or everything that it throws at you, I think makes you more resilient. And that's what the life is all about. You need to be resilient, you need to be persistent, and good things happen with a lot of hard work or when you put in. I think all through post TAPMI, I worked in a firm for a year, then I had kind of founded an tech firm. And the muscle that is needed is just not one muscle of marketing. I specialize in marketing. But in the startup that I was working on, I was doing everything from product, tech, to marketing, to finance as well. And that's something I did. I was not one of the best ones in accounting or finance thing. But end of the day, when it's your edtech, it's your baby, you need to take care of all the tangents. So yeah, I think the resilience and thinking out of the box and just completely just working on it or just working hard on it. I think that's something TAPMI taught you, gave you the basics, and carrying it forward. I think that's what the life is about.
Right. So I couldn't help but notice how much of an importance continuous learning has in your journey. You've done a lot of courses and certifications post your MBA. Was this always something that you did, or was it something that you developed along the journey? And how important is it to shape one's career?
I think to stay relevant, you need to completely always keep learning. I think the day you stop learning, you stop dying. It's a cliche statement, but it's so relevant in today's world, especially. When I graduated out, there was no Gen AI or Chat GPTs of the world. But now those things will disrupt a lot of jobs for tomorrow. So it's become all the more important to keep learning. When I just graduated out, didn't know anything about much about SEO or the technical aspects. So I did a course on that. I didn't have a deep understanding on the brand or some of the designing the brand campaign. So I did another course on that. So I think it's very important to keep looking to areas that you can work on, improve on, and no knowledge goes wasted, irrespective of either domain or not domain. I think learning those skills you can apply them across the functions. So yeah, I think that's a mantra, and it's just not now. It's the next 15, 20, 30 years, how long the career is. Every year is going to be a new curveball, but only way you can solve for it by staying relevant and just learning. Irrespective of how busy the routine is, you need to just get some time out for your own learning as well.
So the takeaway for the students here would be to be a student for life, to make a path for yourself, to set a standard for yourself. You need to be a student for life.
Student for life, and also I think this is more like structured learning in this time. We're lucky to get the structured learning right now. Post-grad is very unstructured and it's very driven by yourself. How based your interest. If you have interest in some of the language learning models, you just spend, and so many resources are available for free. I think we are lucky that there's a lot of information available. And understanding your interest area and where you want to pursue your career, then you pursue those passions. It's not in our most structured manner. It could be through talking to some of the peers, talking to some of the mentors. That has also equally been helpful.
Right.
Instead of going through a formal courses, you spend a day or spend 2 days with one of the thought leaders in that space or something who's doing really well in, you learn a lot from them. So that's something I'll recommend to the students as well. Keep looking at venues to build on your network. Talk to network. I think TAPMI gives you a network as you start with, but you need to grow it to next level. So you're in different city, different organizations. So keep building up the network, and that network helps great deal.
Sir, you're an expert in marketing.
Not an expert.
So you made a strong mark for yourself in the domain. From your experience, has the approach towards marketing changed over the years? Do professionals and leaders view it as they viewed it some 10-15 years ago?
I think that's a good question. And marketing, as a you can't generally define it. It varies how particular vertical looks at it.
Right.
An edtech looks marketing in a different manner, or an FMCG looks at marketing in a different manner. So depending on the segment, the definition has evolved. Marketing in itself has evolved. It's very data driven. And I was just telling in the morning to another professor that I used to think like when you go into marketing, it's all going to be the brand or the communication side of things. But it's not at all. Not even a single day when I was in the marketing role, when I was not spending 3-4 hours on my Excel sheet or data or some of the VLOOKUPs or some other frameworks. So I think very data driven that's a feature because now you can capture a lot of data about user persona and the how they're behaving based on your marketing campaigns. So I think that's a fabulous point. So you don't have to splurge, you don't have to spray and pray. You can be very targeted, very segmented as a whole. And that's the reason FMCGs, which are the biggest marketing spenders, they're also learning about it. They're getting really smarter about it. So which is fabulous. And now you'll be surprised. You don't need big agencies to design your marketing campaigns. ChatGPT does it for you. There was this recent, just trying out something few months back, where we created a product as a launch strategy for a product, and ChatGPT gave us everything from the audience persona to your reason to believe to what all you should target, what all channels you should be present, what should be your communication. Pretty much laid out everything, 10 things to you, and then you just have to choose the right thing. And I think that's a skill. Again, coming back to as students or as us, we need to understand how do we find the relevant information and take right decisions. So that's become more important because information will always be available for you. Now, marketing, a lot of information is available. So you need to look at where you're spending your time on. I could look at 100 reports and get lost into it and spend a week and nothing comes out. I need to know which reports I need to look at to get the relevant insights.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's an exciting time even for marketing as well. As more and more, especially in the tech world, like that's where I work more on tech or the real estate tech. I think that the competition is hot, so you need to really be very smart about it, how you're choosing your customers and where you're targeting and what communication you're giving out. I think spray and pray, I don't think that works now.
So it's interesting that you mentioned about ChatGPT because most of us, the students are really scared about our position in the market with the advent of AI. So do you think it's still a concern, should be a concern for the students?
It's an opportunity for us to help us in a great deal. There are a lot of redundant, mundane tasks which no one likes doing that ChatGPT does it for us in such an effective manner.
Right.
I think it's an opportunity, and it's like I'm not sure when the calculators were invented, the people were scared that all the accountants will lose their jobs when calculators came in. When internet came in, that's when everyone thought banks would be shut. When internet banking came in, no, right? You need to completely reinvent yourself, and that's an opportunity for all of us. The jobs will be very different. The job roles description will be very different, but you need people to do that. So I think take it as an opportunity, learn these skills, and this is going to sustain for next 5-10 years for you.
Right.
And I think also learning to learn is an important thing. Maybe ChatGPT is right now, maybe 10 years later there is a very different thing. But if you're able to have this muscle of learning to learn, then I think you can solve any ambiguity. I think our students solve these case studies, but there are always a lot of ambiguities that they are thrown at it. And if they can hone their muscle of solving for those case studies, solving for those real world problems, that's like adapting. So if you can adapt well, I think ChatGPT is maybe right now, maybe 2 years down the line, it's not relevant. It is something else. Those curveballs will always be coming at you. So don't look at it as an opportunity right now. I think, and there's a lot of data available, and it's very interesting as well. It's not monotonous. It's you learn so much about yourself and about these technology.
All right, sir. So now coming to the company that you work for, Harvard Business Publishing, it's a renowned name in education. So for beginners, it might seem as though such titans in a sector won't have much challenges when it comes to advertising or marketing their products. But I'm sure there are a few. What were some of the key challenges that you face along with your marketing and advertising team, and how did you overcome it?
I think it's a great question again. I think the brand is phenomenal. It's a 400-year-old brand, and the legacy that Harvard has, I'm not sure many brands have that. So that it's like great power comes with great responsibility. So anything that you're doing with brand marketing, you have to be very cautious.
Right.
I think the reason that we exist today is pretty much like as a brand custodian in this region. So when I started out as a marketing role with HBR back in 2017, I think one of the elements was around a lot of frugal marketing because we were starting a new product at HBR called Ascend, which was, we had not tested how the product will be, how it's scalable will be, will be monetized or not. So we had a very limited marketing budget, but we wanted to try out a lot of things. So how can we be frugal, innovative, and very targeted? So that was the mantra, and in a more scale in an organic manner, because as a not-for-profit organization, we don't believe in splurging marketing dollars to get traffic or to get visitors. So in an organic way, how you can create value. So one of the biggest marketing objectives is how can you create real value for your customers. So those are the challenges which comes in, which is very different from a challenge maybe an venture capitalist backed firm will have. So they'll have the luxury of dollars to be spent and get the relevant traction that they want. But for us, it was getting in an organic way, making sure you're not splurging, making sure the brand is represented in a right manner. So those challenges are very real, and solving for them required a very different muscle. So it is hard work. It is not a big firm, then the hard work is anyway less. And also another element is we are very lean as a team. So which brings in you're doing pretty much tasks for 2 or 3 people together. So being not-for-profit, also a US entity, so headcount are generally very, very lean for us. So pretty much you're working 1.5 to 1.8x of capacity that you have. So that again brings in all finer challenges, which are very unique again, compared to again a VC-backed. So I've worked in a VC-backed firm as well at housing.com, where we had abundance of resources, of budgets, whereas Harvard was a very different thing. We had a very high brand to be taken care of, but in a manner which is far, far more smarter and more frugal in nature.
Right. That's truly insightful, sir. So now coming to the last question of this segment. So we have placements going on. This is a small bit of advice that you can give to the students. We have placements going on, and the minute we step out of the campus, there's going to be a lot of challenges that we face. Things won't go as per our plan. So what would you suggest to our students to stay resilient and keep pushing themselves during challenging times?
And I think placement is a tricky period. If I give you my example, so it was a tough decision. It was not an easy decision. Now it's easier to say than done. That time when I was feeling butterflies in my stomach, I actually opted out of placements and went to AIM Manila for my exchange program.
Oh, okay.
So it was a big call. Like I came back in January or February when pretty much 90% of the batch was already placed. So you get that feeling of FOMO. But I think one thing was very clear, that the placements of the day one company that I'm joining will not define my career. And it is the case, and we've seen it with the batchmates, with the seniors and other folks as well in the industry as well. Placement is just one step that you get in the industry, but your career could be in a very different industry, depending on your passion, depending on your interest. So don't stress too much about it. But it's important as well. So it's kind of a little paradoxical in nature. Irrespective wherever you go into, you can carve your path of yourself. You want to go into the marketing role, you want to go in a analytics role, for instance. Keep working hard for that role, what that skill will need. I think one hack which really worked for me, look at LinkedIn and maybe look at some of the people that you aspire to be 5-10 years down the line. Look at some of the work that those guys have done. Irrespective if you're joining in a technology company as well, what do you want to be an FMCG analytics role? Look at that person, what all this person had done, some certifications, some courses, or some programs. Then try to go for that learning curve, or even interact with those people as well. You build up your network. Then you never know, from an IT technology, you could move into an FMCG, you can move into a startup, edtech. So that's an advice. I think staying resilient is, as a generation, I think, is what going to take you around, because there will be a lot of ambiguity, a lot of curveballs at your, you'll always be seeing that. The macroeconomic factor is going to get tough, and we always keep hearing that. The job markets could squeeze in. There's a US election coming around, so there will always be a lot of noise in the around. But what you have in your control is your efforts. So if you can put those efforts around, learn in a more I think there's a word called shiddat. You do that in the right manner or an honest manner, then good things are going to come to you. It might take time sometimes. Sometimes it might come in a year, 1 month, or a day, and sometimes it can take 3 years or 4 years or 5 years. I think don't lose that patience. And good things I've never seen in my last 15-16 years of career. The person who has honestly worked hard to get it, and after such a long time he has not tasted success. And also good things take time to come in. If you're looking for something really big, give yourself some time and it will come in for sure.
So that inspired me, and I'm sure our viewers too. So now let's move on to the last segment of this interview, which is always a favorite. It's a rapid fire round.
Okay.
I have 5 to 6 questions for you that would be related to the campus, TAPMI, and your life at TAPMI. Shall we begin?
Sure.
What was your favorite subject back then?
Marketing.
Was there a favorite professor?
Yes. You want me to name him?
If
Professor
possible.
Madhavan.
Madhavan. All
Yeah.
right. So late night study or early morning
Late
preparation?
night.
I think everybody would be, our students also would be able to relate to that. Group study or solo study?
Group assignments, solo study.
Again,
Right.
I think most of our students would be able to relate to that. What was the best campus event back then? Your favorite?
Atharva, any day. So I was an ex-Atharvan.
Right. Oh, okay,
So-
sir. Right. Yes. Any favorite food that you get in campus, or any food spot outside the campus?
I think inside the campus, Parvez sandwich. I'm not sure if it's there or not. So there used to be a like night canteen run by Gopi Anna. So he used to make this amazing sandwich at night. That used to be the
Right.
favorite of the batch.
Oh, okay.
And outside there are a lot of fish places. You get amazing fried fish and rice. There's a lot of names. I think a lot of places have shut now. It's become, you have a KFC at Tiger Circle, which you never had. You had to go to Mangalore to get a KFC. So you guys are definitely lucky in terms of options that you have. But there were a lot of small shops where you could get amazing fish or amazing food out there.
So one last question for you. Were you more inclined towards sports or cultural activities?
Maybe cultural activities more. Not much in sports though. But it was mixed bag. So I love outdoorsy things. Not only sports, but a lot of elements where it's required going out, meeting people, or doing something different, which is not usual. So yeah, that's
very fun to know. So with that, we come to the end of yet another episode of Alumni Talks. Thank you so much, sir, for choosing to spend the day with us. It has been a pleasure talking to you, and looking forward to hosting you in campus.
Definitely,
in the
my
future.
pleasure. Thank you very much. See you. Thank you.